of the NANOG Board of Directors. This is our first time back. Thank you for joining us both in person and virtually. It's been 21 months. I mean, a lot has happened. We've experienced a world of change, both personally, professionally, how we do business, how we meet. NANOG staff has done a wonderful job, and our volunteers are bringing a virtual meeting. And we're hoping that this experience today, our first hybrid meeting, is a fantastic experience for those of you that are joining us online and those in person. We have 307 people here in person that have registered, hopefully growing a little bit today with last minute, and 198 online for virtual. To keep everybody safe, we went with protections. We asked everybody that could come today to be vaccinated. It's the best we could do to try to safely bring everybody together and have that in-person experience and start it again. And I'm grateful for those of you that were comfortable coming today and that you took that extra step. Special thanks to our sponsors. Kentic, our host sponsor, thank you. Our premium sponsors include Aaron, AWS, and VeriSign. Connectivity sponsors, Lumen and USI, and Beer and Gear. We have several, DriveNets, Juniper, NetScout and Nokia, Precision Optical. And peering sponsors, DataBank and D6. I read it all the time, but I can't say it apparently. And we have break sponsors, Solid Optics, Telia Carrier, and Arista. Tuesday break sponsors, Charter, IPv4 Global, and Smart Optics. And lounge sponsor, I'm not going to read all the virtual sponsors. Thank you, everybody. And virtual meeting fellowship sponsors. Thank you. Game sponsor, Impanera, and service sponsors as well. So many sponsors. I will comment that sponsors are the reason this meeting happened. We'll go over the financial details at the members meeting, but this will not be a profitable meeting. We don't have the attendance for that. But because sponsors came forward and did this, we can meet in person. They are critical to NANOG's survival, as always, but even more so in years like this. I will hand it over to our host sponsor now, Abby.
Thank you very much. In some ways, it actually looks a little bit more like 1996 than some of the recent NANOGs, except that some of my friends magically got older. I don't know how that happened. No, not me. I don't feel old. And actually, I was privileged. Well, we won't see Kat Gurinsky here. I saw her a couple of days ago in Austin, both at her side project and for dinner, and that was awesome. So forward. So welcome again. I'm excited about things getting back to seeing people, seeing friends, having a hallway track. It's also been great to have NANOG have kept up the pace in a virtual way as we've all been adapting. There's been a lot of cool material shared, cool presentations, and I'm looking forward to this hybrid and to us all getting back hopefully to a post world at some point and having even more attendance and more information sharing. NANOG has really always been, for me and for a lot of people, about community, education, sharing, both the formal and informal, it's really something that, as I've talked with people, it's been very helpful to continue to have, and also something that people are excited to evolve. So a little bit background about Kentic. We are a network observability company. So the people that run infrastructure, the people that build infrastructure are typically using us to send telemetry from their network infrastructure. We gobble all that up, process it, show people things that we think are important, and then are used by engineers to understand more deeply what should be done, and then also to be part of their automation infrastructure and to give visibility to customers, whether they're internal or external. The world is becoming increasingly diverse, especially in networking. There's the stuff that we control. There's the stuff that we think we control, like other people's paths to us, which sometimes we don't. And then there's the stuff that we know is out of our control, which is, our customers' use of SaaS providers and cloud. And really, from a end user perspective, it's all network, and it's all ultimately the network people's responsibility. So our view is getting telemetry from all those areas is important. Ultimately, people need to ask questions end to end. Where are the problems? Are we under attack? Is there a performance issue? And then go to be able to do things about them. Our view has been really since we started 7 years ago that it's a big data problem. Bringing all this data in real time, keeping it around, being able to ask questions, being able to integrate. It's been great to see the industry evolve towards observability-based approaches, even outside the network realm. What's new for those who either didn't see me do a version of this presentation at the virtual NANOG that we sponsored last time, is we've gotten into performance testing, so synthetic testing. We've done a lot with cloud and even eBPF in the cloud native world. White label portals for service providers to be able to offer visibility down to their customers. A lot with BGP monitoring, so both your own and even some market observation, what's going on the internet as a whole. And then, of course, programmatic interfaces, so APIs, SDKs to use those, and a lot of work to work with other observability providers. And then a lot of that was enabled by Kintic Labs, which has been open sourcing network telemetry translators, agents to do things like probe networks and do eBPF host-based observation. So take a look at Kintic. We'd love to talk to you. We are here and so thrilled to be a sponsor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kat Gurinsky, and I'm the current chair of the NANOG Program Committee. Welcome back. This is our first hybrid conference. We had 4 virtual-only conferences right before this, NANOG 79, 80, 81, and 82. And 83 is our first hybrid conference with attendees and speakers attending both remotely and in person. We plan to continue to offer speakers the option to present remotely at future conferences. NANOG 84 in Austin, Texas in February is also planned to be hybrid. Some notes for this program: we have 19 peer-reviewed presentations, including our keynotes. There are currently 26 members of the NANOG Program Committee, and we've been moderating program sessions and networking sessions. We are a self-governing organization, so we appoint our own leadership. Here, I'll give you the list of all the current program committee members. I'll pause here for anyone that wishes to read. Some program tips, again, since we're going to be both hybrid with virtual and in-person attendees, reminders about how to use the virtual chat. So use the chat tab to talk with the other attendees. And in-person folks, you're welcome to use this chat tab from the room as well. The Q&A tab is still the best place to ask a question during your presentation. In-person attendees, if you don't want to stand up in front of the microphone, this is a great way to submit questions without having to get up in front of everyone. But there is still a microphone in the room for anybody that is in person wishing to ask a question by standing up. You can also use the Help tab to receive technical support. And then as a reminder, the agenda and presentation materials are on the website, so you can follow along with slides and any additional material provided. Some additional notes, the newcomers orientation, we actually live streamed this already. So if you're watching this right now, you've missed it, but you can check out our YouTube channel next week for a recap of the video. Our Women in Tech lunch will be tomorrow. We will have both an in-person and Zoom option for this. But during the general session right before the Women in Tech lunch, we will actually have a related talk that will kick it off before we break out into these in-person and Zoom options. Wednesday lunch, everybody's on their own, so you get a nice little break. If you're attending virtually, we will be streaming the Internet Innovator interviews during the lunch hours for you to watch. Some reminders: our call for presentations are always open, not just for the next NANOG, but for the ones after as well. We usually have the next 3 at a minimum open for submitting for your call for presentations. Your feedbacks on the surveys is more important than ever. Please let us know what worked, what didn't work, and how we can improve this hybrid experience going forward. Especially important this time since it's our first hybrid attempt. One of Monday's survey questions will also be used during a Tuesday presentation, so please try to complete that survey tonight if at all possible. Our presenter on Tuesday would really appreciate it. The surveys can be found online at nanog.org/surveys. There will be daily surveys available for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and there will also be a hackathon survey. The surveys will close on Friday, November 5th, 2021. And then I would like to take a few moments to recognize Susan Forney. Susan was a current member of the board at the time of her passing, and she was the board secretary and the chair of the recently created mentorship committee. She began attending NANOGs in the early 2000s and presented twice at NANOG for 79 and 81, both on IPv6 related topics. Please enjoy this brief video that the folks at ISUC put together last month of Susan at various network engineering conferences, and we hope you enjoy this week's programming for NANOG 83.